I mean, look at all, I mean, it's a lot of stats. I'm not going to give them to you, but there's a lot. It's like every single human being that made a play. So
Well, that's a good
you got
thing.
when you got 3 teams, that's a lot of stuff. So some of the things that were exciting, maybe more exciting than most. Mays had 4 tackles and a pass breakup. Moton had a blocked field goal and a fumble recovery on that same play, I think, wasn't it? Did he block and get it?
I believe so.
Shaq got it, my bad, okay. D-Jack had a sack and a tackle for loss. I guess, are those the same if a tackle for loss is a sack? So there's just one tackle for loss, which was a sack. Mike Smith had a sack, had 4 tackles. McIntosh had 4 tackles, 3 tackles for loss. All of those were sacks. Malik Young had another pick and a pass breakup. He had 5 tackles as well. Red One had 4 tackles. Murphy had 4 tackles, a pick, 4 pass breakups. Offense was trying to pick on him and he held up really good. Got a pick and broke him up, did a great job. Shaq recovered that fumble off the blocked field goal. And did he block one himself? I thought we only had 1 block. We had 2 blocks? Oh, that's good. We have 2 blocked field goals? Just 1. Okay, so he recovered the block by Moton. Is that what it was? Okay, so only 1 block kick. I didn't think we had 2. All right, and then Bethel had a sack. Some guys had 3 and 2 tackles. There's a lot of those. And then Trent Harris had a sack, and his only tackle was a sack. Okay, offensively, Langham had 5 receptions for 73 yards. Curry, playing a little tight end, caught 4 balls for 31. Hernan had a couple catches. Mullins had a couple catches. Barrows had a couple catches. Dallas had 1 for a 65-yard touchdown from Testaverde. Harris had a touchdown in the red zone. I think it was the last play of the game, wasn't it? We had a 1-minute offense to end the game. It was touchdown or you lose. And he makes he made a big grab from Malik, was it? Or was it from Malik? Yep, Malik. All right, Walton had 4 catches. And then Homer had 6, so our running backs had 10 catches between them. Good day in that regard. Rich Amon had a catch. I guess you got to flip it around here. Our quarterbacks, Evan was 16 of 36 for 139. Rozier was 13 of 26 for 142, a TD and a pick. Weldon was 5 for 9 for 30 yards and a pick. And Testaverde was 6 for 9 for 98 and a TD. He had the 1 long bomb to DJ Dallas. So that's the stats for the day.
Did you run the ball much at all?
Oh yeah, we run. We didn't have many. Let's see. Homer had 10 carries for a whopping 5 yards. Cowan had 1 carry for 1 yard. That was impressive. Atkins had 7 carries for 12 and had QBs run. Walton had a couple carries for 4 yards. So not a whole lot of run room.
Did you say Sheriff's had any? Did he have any picks or touchdowns?
No, neither one.
So, what was your assessment of the quarterbacks? I'm assuming they were live again.
No, they weren't live today.
Okay.
They weren't live today. I probably got to watch the film to really get a good feel, but it just wasn't great execution by the offense on the whole. There were some plays that were made here and there. Nothing that you could consistently try to drive the ball. You know, just you saw probably at best average 1 yard per rush. You know, not very impressive running the ball. Having to throw it more than you probably want. Still want to learn about these guys, but I have to watch the tape to really see. But I know we missed some open targets at times. I think we caught the ball pretty good. I can't think of many drops. Anybody remember? Y'all remember drop balls? Y'all remember many drop balls? I didn't really remember any of those. You know, and they, you know, we took some shots deep, and they were, you know, they had some good coverage, you know, bailing out of there pretty deep, and some low percentage shots. So that's why the stats were down a little bit.
Named a lot of defensive guys. At this point in the spring, are you feeling pretty good about that unit?
Well, I don't know, because I don't know what kind of challenge they're getting right now, to be honest with you. I'd love to say, I hope they're going to be that dominant against everybody else. If they're dominant against our offense because we're struggling offensively, then it's hard to gauge how good they are. If our offense is pretty stinking good and they're just having these kind of outings, then I'd say they're pretty good. So it's hard to say, but you can only do with who you line up against, and they're playing hard, they're making plays, and a lot of juice on that sideline, a lot of enthusiasm.
Dallas's long touchdown, did you make anybody miss on that?
No, it was a little route where we make it look like we're running a dig, and then we went vertical on it and caught the corner off balance, and Vincent laid it in there. Had nice protection on that play. It was a really nice throw. Had another couple nice deep ball throws, but who was it? Malik? Malik made it was Malik Young, his pick?
Yes.
I mean, it was one of the most acrobatic interceptions I've seen on a deep ball, where the offensive player really had the advantage of where the ball was coming down. We try to put the ball where the offensive guy has a better shot, obviously, but Malik just went and jumped and twisted and found it and snatched it. I mean, you just don't see that very often. You might see a guy rake it out, bat it out, something like that at best, but it looked like a sure touchdown, and he found a way to not only break it up but intercept it. It was probably the most impressive play of the day.
Mark, when do you think you'll have a leader quarterback-wise ready to announce?
I don't know. I mean, after today, I don't know if my thought process is changing. I don't know. But I'm going to try, I'm going to say somebody's number one or co-number one or whatever. I'll have some kind of pecking order when this thing's over.
You did a lot of
going into the summer.
Sorry.
That's
you did a lot of ones versus ones today, or ones versus?
Well, we really roll our guys. I mean, we can't really have the receivers run. If you got one receivers and you go 8 in a row and you're no huddling, you really can't do that. So we're subbing receivers. They can't just, the D line, they can't just go 8 in a row and they'll be gassed. I mean, so we're really just subbing when guys get tired, almost like you would in a game. So you'll see. We call it ones versus twos and all that, but our offensive line is probably the only thing you can count on, in our quarterback and maybe running backs. But the skill guys, you just got to roll them around so they don't just pass out.
Two more questions, guys.
Injury. Can we talk about it? Were there any injuries today at all?
I don't want to talk about injuries, but I don't think we had anything. We had guys who got bruised up a little bit, but I don't think we have anything serious.
You mentioned in the first scrimmage that Navon had a great play on the offensive line. Was there anyone on the
Say
offensive
again?
The first scrimmage, Navon had that great play on the
Yeah.
offensive line. Was there anyone on the offensive line that's sort of?
I'll never know that unless I watch tape, because I'm definitely not watching the guts. I know what protections should hold up. I know what runs should hold up versus looks like that. But I'm not.
Gotcha.
I'm watching more QB play, but we'll watch the tape. Going in, I feel like Tyree. I don't know what he did today, but I think Tyree is getting where I'm getting a lot of confidence in him. I'm getting more confidence in the ball, and I think in time, when he really knows what he's doing, he'll do well. Tyler, I feel good. Okay, McDermott, I feel good at left tackle. Trevor's still got to show me something if he's going to be the guy. So I think those 4 are game ready, and the rest are going to try to get game ready, and certainly some guys will come back from injuries to help us out. 3 more freshmen will come in and compete as well. I'm going to let you get your.
No, it was about a whole line.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Mark, you guys had the football alumni here this weekend.
Yeah.
Just to have that moment, and I know that was
Yeah.
always a big deal for you.
It's fun. We have dinner last night, not only with our football alumni, but our current players. It's just kind of men's town, and we have everybody, we have the former players there with our current players. They get a chance to get to know each other, and we spread our guys around to make sure they're sitting with some of the, I won't say old guys, but some of the veterans and of the program. And I think they had fun, and we actually raised a good bit of money last night. I'm not pushing for that, but Don Bailey was getting after him and wanting to, trying to get all the lettermen to match the gift I gave as a group collectively. They're getting close. They're probably up to 750, 800,000 from just football alone, besides myself. It was pretty impressive.
And did the kids get the energy of seeing those guys out here?
I think so. I mean, after a while.
They do. I mean, they see them a lot, but
this was a little different because we honored Carol Sofer, not only in front of our current players, but in front of our football alumni for what what her family has done and what she has done to make this indoor facility a reality. You know, May 4th is groundbreaking, and it's going to happen, and it would not have happened without Carol and her family, and obviously a lot of other people making it happen. But we honored her, and then we honored every guy that had given to this point, every letterman or football alum who has given to this point. And then Don Bailey just threw another challenge out there. Before you know it, guys are raising their hand and donating $5 grand, 10 grand. One guy donated 25 grand, a bunch of, you know, maybe $1 grand here, 500 there. I mean, guys were.
Your defensive coordinator chipped in.
Yeah, Manny chipped in 5 grand. Coach Brown was going like this, going. We might get him for it. So it's so funny because Manny gave, and then all the defensive players cheered him, you know, and then they're all looking at Thomas. Thomas like, let me think about that. I got to ask my wife. So I'm not saying he won't, but I'm saying he probably got to ask his wife before he decides what he's going to do. And of course, he'll really get mad at me for this, but what the heck? He told me it was his favorite team growing up, so man, come on, let's go. So anyway, Don was asking for 100% participation. So even if a guy could give 50 bucks, just if everybody gives a little bit, I think we'll reach that goal. But it was fun. We had a fun night. Thanks for asking.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Yep, we'll see y'all.